Hello and welcome everybody. I'm back for some more daily DR slashing fun. You'll have to excuse my old crappy t-shirt. I've been painting the laundry today, but that's not why you're here watching it. I am going to be doing the daily race C. This is the final night that we are able to do it this week. I'm going to be racing in the Porsche. It is round Sardinia, road track B. So let's go out, let's get amongst it. There's the Porsche I'm going to be using. I think everyone on Earth is currently using the R8 to try and get on the leaderboard. So I don't anticipate me going overly well here. But look, let's hop in. Let's hope we can have some really good racing. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's take you out for one flying lap. Let's see what sort of lap time I can do. I'd love to improve my previous best. I'm not overly fast here. But let's take you for a hot one and see how I do it in the Porsche. Before we get into the race. So back to third here, you want to take out a little bit of grass, hard on the throttle as soon as you can. Not the fastest turn I've ever done, but nonetheless we are away on the lap. So I'm going to wait and brake just after, right on / just after the 100 metre mark here. Back to second. And when you get on the throttle, you want to commit to it 100% throttle on the way out. You can over-rev the Porsche a little bit more. This corner's a little bit tricky. You just got to feather the throttle a little bit. Change that to fourth. Back down to second again. Apex quite late. Again, when you get on the throttle, you want it to be 100%. Use getting off the throttle there to help just tip the front end. Probably a little bit late on the throttle there. Can't imagine it's going to be a fantastic lap, but we'll take you for at least one hot one before I jump into the race. And we'll see how we go all the way through to the 100 metre sign there. Depends what car you're in as to what gear you want to be in for that corner. Miss the apex there, but once you get on that throttle again, you do not want to lift, but you do have to lift. Oh, I've never quite made the apex there, so again, not the perfect lap. Back down to third. Let's see how we go. .21 flat. Okay, so we are now matched into our lobby, and wow, I'm not going to go well. Didn't expect my 121.0 to be the slowest recorded time. Don't know how this one's going to go. Interesting fact about all the Japanese you see amongst that, and obviously yeah, it's been a while since I've done a daily race, so I kind of forgot that it wasn't Australia only. But interesting fact about the Japanese flag, it's actually a pie chart of how much Japan is Japan. And with that, it is race time and things are really hotting up. And what I mean by that is it's about 1,000,000 degrees in this room. So look, obviously you can see the lobby that I'm matched up against. I thought my 121.0 was at least a semi-decent time, and sure, if I was able to jump in and pub stomp a bunch of noobs, I'm sure it would be fine. But I seem to be up against the cream of the Japanese crop. So look, I'm really going to be relying heavily on people making mistakes in race. Hopefully I can bring you something entertaining here, and it's not just me lapping around at the back. Very difficult track to overtake on, but there is a few spots, a few opportunities. I already feel a bit ripped off. I'm nearly a second behind the rest of the field. But we are away. There's at least another Porsche in here, so it's not all the Audi R8 as I thought it might be. Although there is one behind me. So that's the car to be in. I've shunned that by going the Porsche. But I've got a couple right here in front of me. So obviously the Porsche isn't the worst choice in the world for it either. Try and make it through the field. Obviously we've got tyre wear and fuel burn on. Hopefully there's some mistakes. In the meantime, I just kind of want to keep up with the field. Much I can do. I should probably go over to... Might even go a little sneaky overtake here if I can just stick up the inside. Oh, mate, absolutely no visual awareness of me up the inside at all then, as he did turn down on top of me. He's going to stick next to me on the left here as well, so I will have the inside line for this one. A little bit of contact there. I did get up the inside successfully. I actually got an SR up arrow for it. Trying to leave as much room as I possibly can there. make my way through the field. It's always that fine balance. I don't want to be overly aggressive and affect other people's races, but at the same time, if you're too much of a gentleman, you're not going to get anywhere. I think it's the Alpha here in front of me, not something I was actually expecting. And I've managed to get a half a second penalty for that little run off there on the final turn, which is unfortunate. He's going to hold the inside line, which is fine. I'll do him on the over and under. I don't actually know at this stage how the tyres are going to wear, what the Porsche is like on tyre wear. He's still up the inside, so I'm going to have to leave a bit of racing room there, just affect my way around that corner. The other Aussie, the actual person who was up there representing a little bit higher, unfortunately is Kamagata. So I have made my way up to 12th, which is good, but I'm about to serve my penalty, which is bad. This is where all things go bad. It's only half a second, but it's enough. A little bit of oversteer there. Let's see if I can get those couple of positions back fairly quickly. Sometimes it's about who can manage tyre wear the best as well. Oh, whoa, that's a massive collision there from the rear. Someone he's taken that guy out as well. So someone back there, actually, I think that might have been the Australian. I don't know, I haven't seen the replay obviously, but it doesn't look great for him. It did look like he just absolutely wellied me from behind with nothing but pure aggression in his heart. So what we've got here again is some absolute class in daily lobby races. I wouldn't expect anything more than that one salty, salty man. So butthurt he just straight up drives into the back of someone. Twice in 2 corners. Now it may not have been the same guy. As I say, I haven't seen the replay yet. But I am now relegated back to 15th after all of that. So I just have to try and press on. Hopefully the tyres hold out. Don't know how much fuel saving is going to be required. I haven't worried about that at the moment. I'm going for pure speed and aggression. I have at least caught the field, which to me is an early flag. Oh, and there's heaps more incidences going on. But I'm seeing some red flags in the rate that I'm catching up to the field. Man, this race is an absolute cluster. Look at the penalties going on. People running into everyone. So I should actually be able to make up a few spots. I don't really need to push too hard on these guys. Because I am going to have to serve a penalty. But, you know, at least there's a variety of cars here. Having seen the leaderboard being covered in Audi R8s, I expected there to be almost no variety at all. So here comes all the penalties. Hold it flat through here and we should be able to pick a few up hopefully. Oh, I've clouted into the back of him. That's not good. He braked earlier than I thought and I've got a 4 seconds. So that is my race over, and I actually thought I'd be serving the penalty straight away, but that is not the case. So I'm going to have to stay on the outside. That's a real shame actually. I'm disappointed that that's the case. That is pretty much going to be race over now, 4 seconds on the board. I'm up to 9th, which is not too bad, but yeah, that is certainly not going well. I'm actually starting to think, given that I'm nearly half a tank down on fuel as well, that I wouldn't make it just off pure fuel alone, because I'm nearly half a tank. I didn't do any kind of race run in preparation to see where the fuel situation was at and how much I had to protect the fuel. But I see now that those early red flags I got were valid. So I'm going to have to pit at this stage. I don't know how many other people are going to pit. I'm going to be one. But that's the least of my dramas. I'm about to lose. Well, it's a 4-second penalty, so I'll most likely lose somewhere in the vicinity, you would think. Of 5 or 6 seconds. It's then burn out of the way, back down to 11th again. I'm sort of guessing everyone else is going to be fuel saving at this point as well. See how that treats me the next race. But for now I have to deal with the one I've got. There's no point in trying to conserve the fuel now. It is too late for that. I'm half a tank down and I am well off halfway through the race. I'll let those two take each other out and I will absolutely thread the needle. Absolutely love it when that happens. Try not to drift wide as the front right and rear right for that matter. Hard compound tyre, that's a move up the inside. A late dive and he's got a 2-second penalty for it. Can I just say that there is a super low quality of driving in this race. Now granted, I was caught up in some of it. Thinking that he was going to be braking after he did. He will ghost, of course, so I don't have to worry about that. So the good news is, after all of that, I found myself in 9th position, but I am 6.2 seconds off 8th, which is not great, and I'm going to have to pit as well. So I think next race I will try a lot harder to fuel save, because I feel like you should be able to do this. What's my fuel burn currently saying? 4.6 laps remaining. I have 7 laps of the race left. So at this point I've just got to push on. Just have to smash out the best possible laps I can. And go in and put some new tyres and some fuel on. I am gaining on the guy in front of me. I need to do more than that. I need to open up a gap so I can actually try and maintain a top 10, which would be an absolute miracle if I was able to get a top 10 from here. But I do need to think about pitting for some fresh tyres as well. There's no point in doing more laps on these tyres than is required. Another accident up ahead. My old mate's had a real bad day. He's actually quit out then. I'm going to do one more lap. I'm going to pit at the end of this lap and smash out the last 7 laps. Let's go back to radar as well. Another penalty. It looks like a 5 point something second, 5.0. If my eyesight doesn't fail me from back there. So he's got a fair old penalty. Oh, it's important. I got very close to that kitty litter then. You do not want to hit that kitty litter. So we'll almost certainly pick up 7th when this guy serves his ginormous penalty. But I'm going to be pitting at the end of this lap. And we're just going to have to play the race out and see how we go. This is where it's important to not only do practice laps, which I did do a few practice laps. There's a pit entry, here it is. Not only did I do some practice laps, but I really should have done a full race sim, which would have helped me find out before my first race. A few people have dived in the pits though, so I'm not the only one thinking that I don't have enough fuel to get to the end. A few people have done it as well. That has dropped me down to 14th, which is not good. So I guess from here, all I can do is charge on. Try and put in the best laps I can. 6.3 second gap to 13th. I'd love to recover to a top 10. That would be a great result, but I'm not hopeful. And with that 4-second penalty, you can back it in that my DR has been hit pretty substantially. .1. Someone else has binned it up ahead. Hopefully some worn old shitty tyres too for those people who didn't pit. Hopefully that can take some advantage. He's not going to pit, but he'll give me a nice little suck job down the straight there. Not much he can do. I've got a much better run onto the front straight and the benefit of the slipstream. Even though that car does have more straight line grunt than mine, hopefully under brakes. Not much you can do about it there. Close eye on the radar though. That's back to 10th. There's the top 10 I wanted. Let's charge on. How much further up the field can I get? That's not how you take that corner. 4.6 seconds is the gap to 9th now. Definitely went into that too hot. And I got a feeling old Washy behind me there is going to hound me the entire way. Still 4.6 seconds, still 4.6 seconds even. Down to 4.2. So actually he's got a bad run into the straight there, but I'm going to have to keep a very close eye out. Just 0.3 of a second now from Washy, who's getting a slipstream from me. He's very, very quick through the corners. He can brake much later than I. What's he in? He's in the R8. Which does appear to be the meta car for this track. But sometimes it's good to go with something different, isn't it? Just try and be a little bit different sometimes, I reckon. 4 laps to go. Down to 3.2 seconds. We're making gains, boys. Just about kept it on the track there. Too late on turn in, way too late. That's horrible. And I definitely think I'm going to struggle. I have to make him go all the way around the outside here. Oh, he's done too. I had to brake early. Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped it next to me. He was too hard on the throttle on the inside, trying to out-accelerate me, and he does drop it. And he dropped it fully too, so that actually gives me some breathing room. 2 seconds now. Just a bit too eager on the throttle, I think he was. So down to 2.6 seconds. We've only got 3 laps remaining. Can I actually consume 9th position here? I have no idea why I short shifted there. Now that I've done it, seems kind of foolish. And at 1.8 seconds, I'd suggest. He's been out there since the bitter start with no pit stop. So these much, much fresher hard compound tyres starting to play into my hands a little bit. Down to a second now. We're closing up. 2 laps to go. I think 8th position is well beyond the grasp, without a mistake. Okay, now we're catching him. Hopefully I've just got the grip to get the job done fairly quickly. Half a second now. Whoa, yeah, Jesus, he was going slow then. I've nearly clouded into him from half a second back. Which has actually brought Cody behind me. Oh, a bit of aero wash there, I think. Just to add to the understeer. Has brought Cody right back down to 1.1 seconds. Hopefully I can get a little bit of a suck job here. His old mate has just rolled right out of that, which is nice. I've actually managed to do it quite easily around the outside. I think I even had my tongue hanging out for good luck there. Sometimes when you don't pull off an overtake, it's because you didn't have your tongue hanging out the right way. Well, I had that covered, let me assure you. Anything to try and get a bit of moisture in my mouth, because it's got to be high 30s, 40 degree in this room. I am absolutely sweating it up here. Still 4 seconds behind 8th though, so I think the battle for that is well and truly over. But all I can do is charge on. Hopefully if he's spending too much time staring at the gap, which I am taking chunks of time off him. Or her. It's Elizabeth. There you go. It was just as I was thinking. Him. That's a bit presumptive. I look up. Literally the name is Elizabeth. So as I'm gaining on her 3.6 seconds, hopefully she just sees me sort of closing that gap down, panics a little bit, makes a mistake. I mean, to be fair, she's a fair way ahead of me. But I will push on as hard as I possibly can. Considering I got a 4-second penalty and I had to pit, it's not a terrible result. Got that corner all kinds of wrong then. Fuel amount is about spot on. I did get Elizabeth down to 2.5 seconds to cross the line, but it's not close enough. Anyway, I'll take 9th position considering how far back I started. Managed a 21.3 on the last lap there, so that was my quickest lap of the race. Obviously, starting out of, what was I, 15th, 16th? I think I was How many people were in the race? 17 and 1 dropped out, so I can't even remember. But anyway, that's not a horrible comeback. It should tell me in a few moments the result, the net result of that. But, yeah, anyway, it's been a while since I've done a daily race. I can almost guarantee my DR would have gone down substantially. So I raised 7 positions, which is not too bad. And there was quite a few high DR people there, so who knows, maybe I actually made some DR. Unlikely with the penalty. Anyway, hopefully you did enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to hit like, hit subscribe if you're new, and make sure you go over and follow my Twitch channel, because that's where all the vast majority of my live streams are going to be happening. So anyway, thanks very much. Can't wait to talk to you next time. But for now, it's goodbye.